Hello, guys. Welcome back to my podcast, the Peggie Podcast. And today we are talking about me because.
Ooh, I think we gotta cut her off.
Her podcast will be coming. It's on the way. Not today.
The power's already going to her head. Did you feel that?
Wait, already we give her a little bit, just a little piece, little piece, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm Peggy, and this is my podcast."
I know,
now.
starting without us. Like, come on now.
I'm the captain now.
You know what?
Done with you already. So Peggy, we have Peggy on. Peggy, we're not gonna give you your last name because the internet is crazy.
The internet is crazy.
True.
But why are you on our podcast?
Well, I am on your podcast not only because I'm amazing, but also because I am gonna be kind of already now a part of the Be Real, I guess you would say like management.
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good word.
I guess we'll say management. I was kind of bullied into this position.
She was not. She did all the bullying. We do not condone that.
She is a bully.
Yes, that's why we want her to be the manager, because
Exactly.
managers are bullies.
Her personality already fits it well, so it's time.
100%.
Yep.
120%.
If that's how you want to put it, then, to each his own. But yeah, so, yeah. Hello, Be Real subscribers and supporters.
Yes, this is the Breaking and Entering podcast, now with having Peggy be the person who helps us manage it. In the new studio, she was the person like working all the behind the scenes stuff. And she came back with like notes, and she was like keeping us timely, because me and Blair sometimes are not the most time efficient people, especially when we're together.
Plenty of notes, though. Plenty of notes.
So when you see new formats and new, the rebranding,
This is, yes.
it's all because of Peggy.
Yes.
She
For
just
better or for worse?
Yeah, she literally just pulled out my teeth. Like I was just like, I did all this work. It was just,
Yeah.
but it looks better.
Yep.
Yes. It's about adjusting, being flexible.
Adapting.
For the growth.
For the people who are listening can't see that. You should see my face right now.
You grew, didn't you? You grew.
I did.
It was growing pains.
It was growing pains because I'm dealing with Peggy.
The Pegster.
The Pegster. Pegasus.
Pegasus is the best.
It is.
But every now and then we need a Pegster.
Okay, well, Peggy, tell us about you.
Oh, gosh. I hate that question.
You see how she's sitting up? If you can't, you just see how she's sitting up. She's like, she's like super, like her posture is making me feel like my posture is just garbage.
I try to be ladylike.
And you see what she has shoulders. Like
You gotta try though. Is that what it is?
A lot.
There's effort going into this.
There's effort. 100% effort.
Well, I am Peggy. I'm an actress. I'm a real estate agent here in Atlanta. I also serve the Georgia area, all of Georgia. I own a candle business, PJL Candles. Peace, joy, love, candles.
They smell amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I bought like 2 or 3 of these off of you.
So that's pretty much me. Always growing, always expanding to my empire. And now
Empire.
Absolutely.
Underline. Okay, that's interesting.
Absolutely.
What is this empire? Like, how does that?
Well, I am. My goal is to build a legacy. So, because I don't have any kids, but even if I don't have kids, I want to have something that I can pass down to, for example, my niece. My sister just recently had a niece. Wow. My sister recently had a kid who is my niece. And I want to make sure that I have something I can pass down. So that's why it's important for me to build businesses. Of course, acting is my long-term career goal, passion, all of that. But it's also important for me to have businesses and assets in general to be able to pass down for future generations.
Okay. And where are you from? Are you from here? Are you from Atlanta?
Absolutely. I love Atlanta. However, I am from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
Memphis.
We got a
She from,
Memphis.
she's not Memphis.
We got
Memphis.
Memphis.
She's from Memphis. Memphis. Like, see, you're moving your lips from Memphis.
I'm from
Yeah,
Memphis,
I'm gonna let
man.
you do that.
Yeah, Memphis. You're from
I'm
Memphis.
from Memphis, man.
Yeah, exactly. And did we see the posture? If you listen,
changed,
you
right?
didn't see, she went from like this like super up straight to Memphis, and it was like everything just like crumpled. Like, so if you need to rewind that back and watch the posture change.
You know, there's two sides. You have to have layers to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Layers and levels, right?
Layers and levels. So yes, I have a Memphis level. But I moved here. So I went to school in Knoxville, and then as soon as I graduated school, I moved down to Atlanta to pursue acting. So I've been here for 4 years now.
How you liking it?
So far, so good. Initially, it was hard to adjust because I found there are a lot of people. It really wasn't the Atlanta people. It's a lot of people from the north who are here, and they don't have really that southern hospitality. So I would like kind of speak to people, and they'll kind of look at me like, "Oh, it's crazy." And so
That's not your normal reaction.
no,
From people.
not always.
Not always.
Most of the time.
So I was kind of like taken aback. You know, of course, it's a much bigger city than Memphis. And so I was like, oh, this is a lot to take in. But as time went on, you know, I started to meet more people. I grew more familiar in the industry. And so, yeah, so I really, really love Atlanta. Like, I'll be here for a while. Got a house here, so.
You do have a house
A whole
and
house.
a dog.
And
a dog who
And
loves me
Spin.
more than he loves her.
Oh, my gosh. She does
She
not.
does. She does.
She does
I think she likes me too.
She does like you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's a whole
She's
thing.
just friendly.
No, she,
Yeah,
you,
that's
aren't
what
you
it
the one who
is.
told me she don't like guys?
Yeah, she don't really
She
like
like both of us.
But she loved both of us.
But we are dog people. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's
super.
not about us being dog people. It's about us being amazing. She can sense energy that isn't on like a higher level. So like when it's a low level energy, she barks.
Hey, you
and she
have
hates them.
no argument for me.
But I think I have plenty of arguments from her.
Absolutely. Y'all all right. But yeah, so I've kind of got some roots here, so I'll be here for the foreseeable future.
Cool.
Okay.
We'll have you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You know. Okay. So, how did you meet me and Blair?
I love to talk about this.
No. Oh
Okay.
gosh.
So I met Enoch. I believe it was the first year within the first few months of me being here. I think we met in 2016, like
We
that
did.
same year.
That's how she knew Atlanta was going to be a great city for her.
I
That's
guess.
how she knew.
Okay. No, I'm just playing. So when I first got here, I was like doing background, and so I was doing background on a Tyler Perry project. I think it was Acrimony.
It was definitely
I think
acrimony.
it was Acrimony.
Look for the afro in the library scene. It's my afro.
Yes. I haven't seen it, so I don't know where I am. So I remember we met. We were just talking about this. Okay, so apparently he saw me struggling to get in the door because I was late. Like I remember that day, I was like pushing it. I was late.
Bruh.
Late, and the line was so long to check in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it for my call time. So we were in this long line. We ended up like next to each other in line. And we were just talking and stuff. And then we literally spent basically like 15 hours, I think, on set. It was like 13, 15, something like that. A long day on set together. And like most of that time we weren't like working. We were just in holding, which is basically where you go to chill until it's time for you to go work. So we were just cracking up the entire time. Like people thought we had known each other forever. It was like an immediate like chemistry. So so I was like, we're best friends. And so we've known each other that whole time. I met Blair like a couple weeks ago, actually.
Probably like a month ago.
Like a month ago, yeah. Probably a little bit longer than that. But anyway, basically about a month ago when you guys opened the studio. And then Blair was here, and I was like, hi. And now we're best friends. So, yes.
See, I love telling this story because, you know, like I hop out my car and I see Peggy, and she has all the clothes.
Yeah.
She looks like she just came just from the airport. Like she done hopped off the plane. She got all the clothes, and she's trying to make it through the door. But the baby girl's struggling. Baby girl's having all the struggles, and I'm sitting back having a few kikis and hee-hees and ha-has at this girl. But I'm also rushing because it's like maybe 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And like call time, my call time was like 8:15 or something like pretty early, close to 8 o'clock. And I'm thinking like, dang, I'm late. They're not gonna let me on set and all this kind of stuff. And so I ended up getting right behind Peggie in line, because then the line was long too.
Yep.
So it's like we're waiting
So
like
long.
30 minutes. So then that 8:15 call time was like, now it's like 8:30. And so I'm like, well, dang, I'm late. I'd have missed this opportunity. I'm just gonna I should just go to my car and leave. And so Peggie's in front of me, and so she asked like one of the PAs, and she's like, so my call time was like 7:55. And I was like, oh no, you're fine. I was like, oh, I know I'm fine, because she late.
Yeah.
Like at least I had arrived here before my call time.
Yeah.
She arrived after her call time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what talent can do. You know, when you're the star of a picture, you know, you make the rules. The set didn't start until you got there, right?
Absolutely. They were going to wait on me because it's Peggie Lyons, you know? So.
No, that was great.
Seriously, yeah, that was normally I try to be on time, especially for like work.
She's never on time. Never. It's okay. I'm never on time either.
I be struggling.
I'm the only one.
He is. He's always the first one here.
The struggle with time.
I mean, yeah.
Because, you know, who created time, you know, and punctuality? Who says we have to be here at 8
That is a
o'clock?
podcast all on its own.
We ain't going there today.
Not today.
Not today. We are here to talk about you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
write that down. That's a good idea.
That is.
I want to talk about that.
I
That's
do.
a good
I
idea.
totally want to. Sometimes, yeah.
She'll be in the background. So if you ever see us look to somebody, or somebody laugh or kiki or tell us to spit out gum or anything of that nature,
That has happened.
it
That
has
has
already
happened.
happened. She's
Yep.
done 2 podcasts, and
Yep.
she is already, she's the
Whipping
mom.
us into shape.
Exactly. She's the mom on set.
Yep.
She brought snacks today. We have snacks, guys. I'm like,
Fruit
what?
snacks
Fruit snacks.
and Oreos.
It's the simple things. I feel loved. I
I
do.
love you guys.
Aw, Peggie. Okay, so let's dive down into, so why would you even want to be our manager? Like me and Blair are pretty what's the word? I don't know,
Crazy,
chaotic.
nuts,
We are chaotic.
strange.
Yeah.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yes.
You were listening out. You that
She
came
had
easy.
more than we had.
Yeah, we had like one, and we struggled for that one.
Yeah, you know.
But you had a list, and it was coming out
It's in
naturally.
mind.
Absolutely. Because I see what's going on here. So I want to just in general be a part of what you guys are doing, because I believe in it, and I believe that it's beautiful and it's the start of something great, and I love both of you. And so to be able to just be, even if it's a little part, is awesome. You know what I mean? To be a part of something that's great is a beautiful feeling. But to know what you guys stand for and the bond that you guys have together, even though I talk about y'all, I think it's beautiful. I think it's awesome. And also, like, just to know that you guys individually stand for a lot of things that I stand for. It's like, why not?
Okay, so how are you going to help us with our podcast?
Let me start.
Oh,
So-
oh gosh.
She does come with lists.
I do come with
She
lists.
pretty much just said, Enoch, you're trash. It's just we're going to start there.
Trash is the specific word.
It is. It's become my new word of 2020, because she's just like, trash. Redo this, redo that. Every single time she says, I got a suggestion, I'm like, oh, that's just more time out of my life.
Yep.
And my time is a very limited resource for me.
It is a very limited resource.
And she limits it more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to be great,
That's a good response.
That was a good
That's
rebuttal.
that's a
I
good.
can't even be mad at that, but I'm mad at it.
well, too bad, because you're going to be great. So one of the things that is important for me is just making sure that I am keeping you guys accountable, holding you guys accountable, making sure that we're creating a quality, I don't want to say product, but a quality brand that will continue to grow. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at Amazon, where they started, if you look at Disney, Sony, Universal, all these different brands that are now huge, like they started from somewhere, they had to continue to grow. So I want to make sure that we're on that same path. We're continuously growing, we're continuously elevating, adding new layers, adding just quality to the brand in general, and making sure that what you guys want to do and what you guys see in the future, we accomplish that.
So quality content.
Yes, quality content.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. Do I want to start with bad or the good?
I always start with bad first, then you go
Bad.
good.
All right, so tell us one of the ways that you think we can improve our podcast that you're going to help, put into effect.
So actually, something we were just talking about was identifying your target audience. And so, even though of course you want everyone to listen to your podcast, especially when you begin anything, you want to make sure that you know who is your target audience. Who are the people who are initially gonna support your brand and gonna ride with you as you grow bigger and better. So yes, identifying your target audience. I think that kind of helps figure out what the aesthetic of the podcast will be. Help you figure out some topics and maybe even different segments you may want to add or subtract or things like that. Yeah, we'll start there. Target audience and aesthetics.
Okay, target audience. So from listening to our first 20 episodes of the podcast, and kind of getting a feel for who me and Blair are, who do you believe our target audience is?
Number one, intellectuals. Millennials. Yes, definitely millennials. But who are intellectual, who do enjoy deeper than surface level conversation. Yes. There's something else coming to me, but it hasn't come to me yet.
Okay.
But those are like the main core things, I think.
So how so for those three qualities? How would you what have you seen so far that kind of leads you to that thought?
Well, both of you are very intellectual, so your conversation is naturally very intellectual, like nuclear engineering, doctor. Like
She said mine louder. I just want to point that out.
It's doctor. I mean, it's
you're a doctor. So, and y'all went to Georgia Tech and made it out. So
We barely.
Barely.
We survived.
Barely.
Skin of teeth. Is that the saying?
but y'all made it. Y'all made it.
White knuckles.
So, naturally, your conversation isn't just surface level. Y'all aren't talking about necessarily current events and jibber jabber that's going on out there. And also your vocabulary. Additionally,
See, if you hear that in the background, she's the manager. She'll be going off right now. Like
Stanley!
phone off.
yeah, me and Stanley are gonna have a little chat. I'm just playing. And also like y'all's conversation goes deeper than surface level in general. So like y'all are in tune with like your psyche and like psychology and your hearts. Y'all are definitely in tune with your hearts, that's nice. That's different. So, and then of course, like we're all millennials, and so naturally we're gonna gravitate towards each other, and a lot of us are kind of going through the same growing pains of being in our 20s or early 30s and just trying to figure it out. So
About 5 memes come to mind right now, just for that.
yeah. So yeah. So those are the three. I think I covered all three of them.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
So, do we do anything good on this podcast?
Yes, y'all do a lot of good things on the podcast. Being genuine, I think.
See, that look, that expression is exactly why we need Peggy on the team.
It's called silent.
So yeah, so you guys are very genuine, and I think that is the most that's the most beautiful thing that you guys do, because a lot of people, especially when they get in front of the camera, they switch up. Like they change. They gotta put on, they gotta add, and y'all
They gotta sit all
literally-
straight and erect and let you know that I'm an actress and I like this.
I am an actress.
She is an actress. She's a hell of an actress.
Thank you very much. But you guys immediately, even from podcast number 1, have just generally been yourselves the entire time, and I respect that. So I think that's good. And then especially, I also say that because neither of you y'all don't subscribe to the stereotypes that would normally fit you. Y'all don't. And so
What you trying to say, fam?
Anyway.
You trying to say I'm not East Atlanta enough?
You're not.
Trying to
East
say
Atlanta
that?
at
I
all.
definitely am East Atlanta. I definitely went to Southwest DeKalb High School.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna ask questions about me.
Definitely East Atlanta as it gets.
okay. Well, I'm glad.
Like lemon pepper wet.
Okay.
Wet.
All right. Well, I'm glad you felt that in your spirit.
I did. I had to let them know. Those are my people. I love them.
Yes.
I'm always here for them. I still live in the community. I'll
You
fight for
do.
them every single second
You
of
do.
every single day.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
However, you still don't subscribe to the stereotypes, which is awesome. Awesome. And you also, both of y'all kind of go against the grain. And so for you guys to specifically be genuine on your podcast is awesome. And I love that. And y'all have a certain dichotomy that you bring. So, yes, I love that. I love that part of what you bring to the podcast. And just the different conversations. Like every time I listen, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I was recently listening to the time management episode, and I was like, okay, I need to do all these things. I need to, like I'm always learning from you guys as well. And so, yeah, y'all do a lot of good things on the podcast.
I, for one, love that you said genuine. 'Cause I mean, I think for both of us, but definitely like that's one of the most important things for me about us
Yeah.
doing this is us bringing who we feel we are, like true to ourselves.
Yeah,
That's cool.
y'all are cool.
We try to be cool. We do. Okay.
I don't know about cool, but
You all right?
What I really love about having friends, like I said, me and Peggy, we met 4 or 5 years ago. Me and Blair met 8 years ago, and like in 2 completely different settings, I met both of you guys. And for you guys to kind of come here and have like the same love that I have for each of you guys, is like y'all have that together without me having. I can step outside of the equation, and it's still in the balance equation. Damn, that is a very nerdy way to put that. But it's still a balance equation without me, and I love that. That like I can bring like-minded, like-hearted people together, and they can function and excel without me moving on. That really makes me happy. Like I don't ever want anything to be about me. I want it to kind of be about the interactions and stuff like that. So I've felt in these last few weeks, because we've spent a lot of time in these last few weeks together. We've shot a lot of things. They probably low-key hate me a little bit because I had these bright ideas of like, let's shoot everything. Everything in the most complicated way. At once, right now, in the middle of the dark, so we need all the lights.
it was a lot of fun, though. It was
a lot of
fun.
fun.
I
Yeah.
was very sleep deprived, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. I really do. But I'm just happy that you guys got together and you really enjoy each other, because that's always one of the things. Like you two are very important in my life. Foundation and different pillars in my life.
I know that for me. It's kind of news I'm saying about you, so.
I mean, but it's like again, over this last 6 months or so, Peggy, we've been really good friends, and you've always been there for me, and I've always been there for you. But these last 6 months have just been what Peggy doing right now?
Yeah.
Let me just see so it's really good. I'm happy that both of you two, because I can imagine my life right now without either one of you two. So to be able to have both of you in the same room, y'all enjoy being in that same room. That's me having my cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I've said this before, Enoch, you definitely have a gift for bringing people together. I've never been around someone and literally loved every single one of their friends. Yeah, every single person is amazing. Every single person is doing some amazing things and pursuing great things, and also just they genuinely have good hearts. And so that's rare, but it's literally a gift that you can bring such amazing people together who can all get along even without you, but
When you
still
leave the
brought us-
room.
right?
Yeah.
But you still brought us together, so that's beautiful.
I'm definitely with you. So I'm not at the point that I can't see my life without Peggy, but I'm also at the point where I can see my life deviating because of Peggy, and always in a good direction. I want you in my life.
Yeah.
My heart. You're so sweet. Don't make me cry.
That's the Memphis coming out right there. I love it. I love it. Rep your city, girl. Rep it. Be
Memphis,
proud.
man.
Yeah. Nah, she's straight up Memphis. I love it.
I am.
Okay, so this is your first time on the podcast.
It is.
Not her last.
How's it feel to be on the side?
Yeah. How does it feel?
Very strange. Because I'm not used to being able to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
So
You just used to my facial expressions being like,
right, I'm used to being on the other side, or if I'm in front of the camera, I can't. You know what I mean? I have to act like the camera isn't there. So it's definitely strange, but I like it.
Yeah. Because, then it's weird because, you're not the first actress we've had on.
Right.
But then they're like, this is weird being in front of this type of camera.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, but how?
Yep.
I don't know. It's weird because I'm used to having to literally block them out, literally just block out
Gotcha.
the cameras. So in this case, I'm able to acknowledge them, and
Right.
it is very weird.
I definitely believe you belong on both sides of the camera.
I think so too. Thanks, Blair.
She directed my latest short film, which probably November will be released. And she did a really good job. She did a really good job. I was like, yo, Peggy, you want to direct? She was like, yeah. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, we're going to figure it out. You got me. You got me right now. So, I can teach you what you need to know.
Enoch is a great support system.
I try to be. I try to be. But it's also great when you have great people to support. That makes sense. People who actually want to learn, who actually want to, you could have been one of those people all right, it's 12 o'clock, we still shooting. I got to go home.
Yeah.
I got a dog. I'm hungry. We outside. It cold.
Gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah. And it was all of that. And
It was all
nobody
of
complained.
that,
What's
yeah.
in my mind, I was like, man, they're going to kill me.
You didn't hear us complaining?
No. If you weren't, you did. Maybe I was blocking it out at that point because
Yeah.
I was sleep deprived as well.
But I will say, Enoch, you are a great leader, though. So, you you are. So, it's easy to follow you. It's easy to, it's shoot, if Enoch's still going, because you were. It's if he's still going, I have no choice but to keep going. Because you have, you got to work. You have all the things that we have or that we were complaining about was true for you as well. So, if you're still, going with a smile on your face and all the motivation, why not? Why can't I keep going?
The other thing is we are loyal to you.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna leave you halfway through. We're gonna finish together.
Absolutely.
Go listen to episode 119, Trust versus
versus
Loyalty. If you want further details on what loyalty is.
Yes.
So, yes. No, thank you for saying that, guys. Really, thank you. Favorite part of the podcast, movie segment, or television or book or some kind of media. So, are you a book, television, movie? What kind of person are you?
All of it. I love movies. I love television. I love books. Either way, whatever you choose, I like it all.
Okay, well, give me your favorite TV show, movie, and book.
Okay. Ooh, that's hard.
It can also be a of right now or all time.
Okay, I'll give you of right now.
Okay.
Because it would take me a minute to think about of all time. Okay, my favorite TV show. Oh, that's hard. All right, I'll start with my favorite movie. Probably my favorite movie of all time. I can give you that one.
Just to let you know, our entire friendship is about to be.
It hinges on this answer.
Yeah, or a lot of judgment in it. Remember I was saying foundational piece people and all this stuff? That foundation might get a little rocky.
There is a right answer here.
Go for it, Peggy.
My favorite movie. I'm gonna have to say it's Friday. And I think that carries some nostalgia with it. Like, I literally remember, like, popping in the VHS. I know the lines, like, backwards and forwards. Like,
Okay, Craig over here. Yes. All right. I was not expecting that. Like, the Rolodex of movies in my mind for yours is spinning. I was gonna say she's gonna be one of those Notebook type of people.
I love Notebook.
Yeah,
That's my favorite romance.
I know you do.
That's my favorite romance. But
it is now a classic.
Just thinking about, because Friday has so much culture in it. You know what I mean? Like, he brought, like, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the braids, the shoes on the power line. Like, I've seen that. Like, I've seen a lot of those things in real life. And so the way that he was able to bring that to the big screen and, you know, make it comedic gold and it still looked good, and, you know, like, I love that movie. It's amazing, and just has so many great lines that you can still quote at least 20 years later. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long it's been, but at least 20 years later. So, yes, Friday. All right, my favorite TV show is probably, I just had it too and I lost it. I'll just say for right now, it's How to Get Away with Murder.
I actually knew you were gonna say that. I called that one. I was like, it's gonna be How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah.
Viola Davis and Cicely Tyson.
Give them their roses now.
That's all I have to say. Like, that show is class. Like, it's literally like a master class for acting. You know what I mean? Like, it's those women, and then of course I'm losing her name. I think it's Naomi Aja King or something like that. The girl that plays Michaela. She's like, literally everyone in there in that show is good. But just seeing, like, history, like seeing Viola Davis and Cicely Tyson in the same project, gold. And my favorite book is called The Shack, and that one is actually, I think, a movie too, but I haven't seen the movie. It's about a man who loses his daughter passes away, like, she's actually killed. And so he is mad at God. And he's asking a lot of the questions that we would ask too. Like, his daughter was kidnapped and assaulted and killed, and she was taken right, like, he was there, and then he turned away for a second and lost him. He's like, why God, like, if you're so great, why would you allow this to happen to this little girl who did nothing and who didn't deserve this? And it's a lot of questions that, if this happened to you, you would probably ask. And they handle it in a way that answers a lot of those questions and also allows you to ask those questions. And so that book has helped me really understand who God is and really understand that, like, what free will means and what, just, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, it's just really helped me understand, like, who God really is and what he's really doing. Because it's not like he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let them do this. You know what I mean? He gave us free will. Like, it's kind of what we humans ask for in the very beginning, or that what we put ourselves in a position to get in the very beginning. So it's like, these are the things that happen when you have free will. But it's also a reminder that God is still here. Like, God is always still here to support us and to help us along the way and guide us along the way and to just be there. You know what I mean? And how, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just, you really just understand who God is and how amazing he is. So yes, that's my favorite book.
Okay. So I'm gonna flip this segment for a second. So Peggy, I want you, if you had to sum up Blair in a movie, what movie would it be?
In a movie? Hold on, let me think about that.
There's also a right answer to this.
Oh gosh. Oh, I have.
You know it. You know which one.
No, we can't do one because you listen to podcast.
I can't do that one.
Because we know.
Well, okay, you can say that and then just say what you actually think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kung Fu Panda because that's his favorite movie.
That is my movie.
That is
my movie. That is the right answer.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
You're welcome. Let me think. I don't know. In a movie? Blair? have to think about that one.
This is about to tell me a lot about how she views me.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to think about that one. I almost feel like, no. I'm gonna just go with this because it's gonna take me a minute to really think about what I'm really trying to say. But I will say, I will give you the Notebook because you're so like your heart is so like pure, you know, like you're just such a like pure-hearted guy, and like I feel like the guy in the Notebook was like really. He lived with his heart, you know. He like moved with his heart. He was very passionate, and I think you're like that. I wish I could think of another movie, but that's the one that first comes to mind.
I'm okay with being like Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noah's sweet.
Yeah. Noah's dope.
For you, Enoch.
Okay, so that's a tough one to follow. Just want to let that be known. And there is definitely several right answers, but there are also many more wrong answers.
No, this is hard.
It's kind of like life.
Mm-hmm. Glasses are coming off, putting the pressure on.
Hold on, you just. Nah, I won't do that one.
I felt like I would like
I know,
that
you
one.
would have liked that
I feel
one.
like I would have liked that one.
Nah. Okay, I'm gonna go with Black Panther.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Black Panther because
Friendship sustained.
Here on this podcast, in front of the entire world, I'm asking Peggy to marry me. And I want the audience to comment and say, girl, you better say I do. He got like 4 streams of income. How many men you know right now got 4 streams of income?
he does. Okay, how about this? Y'all decide if I should marry him. And if y'all say yes, so comment down below if y'all think I should marry Enoch. And if y'all say yes, there's your answer.
That was simple. Okay.
Simple. I say that because you are a fighter. Like I don't think I'll ever see you give up. I don't think I'll ever see you like no matter how down things may get, you're always gonna fight your way out of it. You're for your people. You are a leader. You are strong. You really are a superhero. Like, not even joking. Like, you really are a superhero. So
all the words Enoch wants to hear right now are coming out.
you really are.
It's getting a little hot in here. My eyeballs are sweating a little bit.
Like, I feel like T'Challa was like someone that was not like everyone else. You know, like a lot of people in the crew, in the tribe, would have gone with Killmonger. You know what I mean? Like, they would have gone that direction, but he was able to see the bigger picture, and he was also able to adjust and make it work in the end. So yeah, you are definitely T'Challa, the Black Panther.
We need to take a break. We need to reset.
Yeah. Woo. I felt that weight come on my shoulders for that one. All right, I will live up to that.
If you didn't have weight before, you got it now.
Yeah, I do. So normally when we have a guest on, we ask, what did they learn about us? Mm-hmm. Do we want to ask that, or do we want to ask what we learned about her?
I'm okay with it being on us.
Okay. What did you learn about Peggy on this episode? Unless you want to tell what you learned about us.
No, I'd rather be the other way around.
Okay.
I did all the talking.
That's true. That's your forte though, right?
Yeah, it's usually how it goes.
You're definitely good at talking. I'm not. I don't have that strength as much. I mean, I knew that you guys met kind of through the process of acting and through like the Tyler Perry production and stuff like that, and I didn't necessarily know that Peggy sees you as a superhero though. That's pretty cool, and like
I didn't know
that was genuine. Like I felt that when she said that, and honestly, I've seen that since I can't say since we met, but since I've really known the real you, I I completely understand and feel exactly what she's saying. And it's also really interesting to see, there's a reason why we choose movies, right? Because I think it's almost like a meme, but a lot more powerful, right? Memes kind of consolidate this information and gives you an emotion and an attachment to whatever kind of subject it's referring to. And the fact that she chose The Notebook for me, I don't know, that speaks to me. And that's actually, I feel that. I definitely am Noah.
Yeah,
so.
I was about to say, you hit the nail on the head
Yeah,
with Peggy.
yeah.
Like, he's a Noah character.
I couldn't argue with that.
I
So
could totally see him like in the end, like, no, this is
yeah,
who I'm with.
that's
like,
the
this is
thing.
what
I'm
doing.
going to fight for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will literally do all that for 5 minutes of her to remember her life. Like, yeah, you would do that easily.
Yes.
It's so beautiful.
Not a doubt in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I know. So you went to school for psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and you read me fairly well. I think.
Yeah.
That's.
I saw his voice went up with that.
Yep. So, shit.
Which one was it? Do we need? I mean, we could
Nah,
probably.
no,
Do we
let
need
me just
it?
make sure this one's so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, yeah, this one's so on.
Okay. I think it'll be fine for the rest.
And so it's not only that you read me well; it's that I think that you see both of our potential, and I didn't doubt that before, but it's more clear to me now that you specifically mentioned those movies for each of us
Yeah.
and explained why.
Yeah.
What did I learn about Peggy? All right, I learned that Peggy has a switch-up game. You have a switch-up game. Like, I have seen through your body language in this podcast who you wanted to present yourself as, and then I saw the relaxation and the, like, not that you were like disingenuous with it, but it's just like at first you wanted like the audience to see actress Peggy, which actress Peggy is phenomenal, and she's a Peggy that we all need to get to know and love, and who's gonna be, you know, in every single household in America, and we gonna know her name.
It's my initial reaction.
Yeah,
not
it's
in
your
front of
the camera. It was like you saw and you saw like that power of I own the moment right in that, and then we got into the background of you being from Memphis and like, you know, all this kind of stuff. You move into Atlanta, and then it was like, all right, this more relaxed, calm. Like my words don't have to be as precise. They don't have to be as pristine. They can be a little bit more. They can actually get to know me. Like you allowed the audience to kind of know you through this podcast, and I really appreciated that. I was like, oh man, is she gonna be up like this entire time?
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I love that. Biggie was like, how can I do a few jabs? Like, let me get that back to unstraighten up a few times, you know? Cause she's awesome. She's great. Like, I mean, if we haven't covered that enough in the podcast, like, you know, we have to give queens their roses. So like, you know, oh, Lord help us all. I'm just gonna stop giving this girl compliments. But yeah, no. So I kind of saw the switch up game, and what Blair was kind of saying about like your psychological mind, how you read us from some very interesting perspectives that I don't think any guest has read us so far. So I thought I was like, oh, okay. You knew the buttons to push to get out the feelings that I think you wanted to get out of us, and you did a good job.
Yay! Thank you.
You said The Notebook.
I said Black Panther. Like,
Dang, it was good, wasn't it?
it was real good.
Because at the time I was like, "Is this right?" But I think it's right.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta go with it. That's
Just
like
gotta
what
go
your
with
gut
it.
brought up. You just gotta give it.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Trust your gut, people.
Well, I love this episode.
I did too. It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for joining us and kind of sharing yourself with you know the people who tune in.
Yeah, thanks for making me join.
Yeah, we definitely forced her on. No,
She's tied behind him.
exactly.
But while we're speaking of sharing, what does our audience need to do? Like, subscribe, share, rate, tell your friends about it. Tell us what you like, you don't like. Like pretty much how Peggy came back and she was like, I don't like this, I do like this, you guys can change this. We want to hear that from you guys as well. Like
We'd
we
love
want
to. Yeah.
we want to have a conversation. Like we want we want our podcast to be a conversation starter. We want people to, you know, grow with the brand that we grow as we're growing and everything like that. And we want your input, like, so hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. I don't actually have Spotify, so I don't know what Spotify does, but I know they got
the Spotify.
Just do it.
Just do the
Just
Spotify.
do it.
Yeah.
And 5-star rating, please, and thank you.
No, give your honest opinion. We
5
appreciate 5 stars. I appreciate it.
5
And
star.
I think the other thing is we all like know that someone in our lives that we can like really just feel comfortable talking to about anything. And I think that's part of like what we want to bring with this podcast is it is okay to talk about anything. And I think we're here for you. We're here for each other. That's what we want to be here with.
That's the B&E way.
That is the B&E way. That was good. That was good.
This is
Claps.
why we made her what we made her. Like,
True.
I sent out him a text message like, "Yo, Blair, you cool with her being?" He was like, "Yup." And it became a whole thing.
The
So
whole thing.
yes.
Also, follow PJL Candles on Instagram. Go to pjlcandles.com.
I cannot speak to how great these candles smell. I wish there was a medium in which you could hear video, watch video, and smell what's happening in the actual thing. Because if you did, you'd be delighted. Your nostrils would be delighted.
It's coming. We're
It's
gonna
coming.
get that going.
It's coming.
We're working on it.
Like what? I mean, just like what?
It smells really good.
It does.
I put my heart and soul in these
She
candles.
did. She did.
And you can smell it.
And you can smell it. You can smell the love in the air. Like, not can you feel the love in the air, but can you smell the love in the air?
Smell
It's
the
right
love.
here.
Yes.
Right here. So good job. Support her business. It's a black-owned business.
Thank you.
Yes. Help her out. And don't you not help her out. Help yourself out.
Help your house out.
I help my studio out with this.
Thank you. Your space. Bring some peace, joy, and love to your space. All right, folks. This has been great.
This has been great. This is episode 21.
21.
Oh, man. Breaking and entering. I love it. Looking forward to the next 210 of them. As always, I'm Enoch.
I'm Blair.
I'm Peggy.